Oh, hi, I'm Matt Linnett. I'm here with Craig Roxby, one of our long-term members of Collective Heart, our current treasurer, and probably been the treasurer for a little while. One of the good jobs in Collective Heart, isn't it, handing out some money?
Oh, it's great. That's right.
So let's have a quick yarn. So, Collective Heart, what's the story? Why did you choose to get involved? What do you like about it?
Well, I've been involved now for 5 years or so, whenever it kicked off. So that was that about 5 years?
Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The reason I got involved was I just felt that, I was probably living in a bit of a bubble,
Yep.
at the time.
Yep.
And you think you want to be able to, you want to give back or help, in some way.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know what that looked like or, where to get involved. So I went along to your, it would have been like an information session back then at the time, when you first had that idea.
Yep.
And I sat through that and then joined up after that.
Yeah, well, it's been great to have you involved with Collective Heart. So what are some of the things you've ended up getting involved with which has been meaningful for you?
So I got involved with the refugee community. That's probably the first engagement I had.
Yep.
That was when we used to deliver the hampers at Christmas time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I still remember the first time. So it was probably only a year or so. Collective Heart had been going, and there was about 6 of us that went and wrapped up the presents and put them in the hampers.
Yeah.
And back then we just turn up to the family. This is in the back streets of Mayfield.
Yeah.
I remember I took my family along,
Yeah.
3 young kids.
Yeah.
And I remember just taking these hampers up to the door.
Mm.
And the family had no idea we were arriving. Back then, remember, now we get to notice.
Yeah.
But back then there was no notice.
Yeah, we're a bit disorganised in some ways, weren't we? Yeah.
And it was just knocking on the door, and hi, I'm from Collective Heart. Here's a hamper.
Yeah.
And I remember that they were so appreciative. They invited us into the house, and we sat around with our kids, together, and having a cup of tea. Mm. And it gives me big smiles now. It was just that feeling that it gave you just to be able to help someone, and just makes you feel, grounded and appreciative of what you've got.
Right.
And
what
that
else?
was my first taste.
Yeah. And what else? What other activities or things that we've got up to that have meant something to you?
I did the Malapai trip. That was a big thing.
So that was the visit to Bacolod in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I heard Trevor's story.
Yeah. And you sponsor some children up there to help them get through their schooling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then there was an opportunity to go over with some Collective Heart members, and there was about 7 or so of us that went over, and that was massive. It was the first time I'd done anything like that. But to be able to we're in the slums, and we're talking to people, and just how you could see they've got so little, struggling to get a meal a day, and hearing some of their stories, but the smiles and just they're so happy, and the laughter and just the way it made me feel as well was I remember it was a pretty emotional time, and it was that was a huge experience. For Collective Heart, and then being able to take the family back a couple of years later and let them be able to share in that experience was really good.
So being involved with Collective Heart is being able to share with your family about generosity and connection, and
that's right. 3 young kids.
You
want to spend a lot of time on electronic devices and all the rest of these days, but you want them to realise that there's another world out there, and some kids aren't as fortunate as they are, and that's I don't know how much of it sort of sinks in at their age, but hopefully that it lingers there.
Well, there's a few seeds planted anyway. You said but it was emotional time. For example, visiting those kids, and how it made you feel. So, how was that? What was the effect for you or on you of these experiences?
I think there's, like, I'm not normally the emotional type.
Okay.
Right? And I didn't grow up, real, there wasn't lots of hugs and kisses,
Right.
like loving family,
Yeah.
but, there wasn't, we never talked about love and
Right.
all that, whatever.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
But it was just as though, just talking to these families and the kids and the way they made you feel, it just unravelled a layer.
Right.
It went to a deep, your heart.
Right.
And it just made you. I've never felt like that. Before.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember being in tears a fair bit over there. Just from that experience. And
Yeah.
I remember the collective heart motto, if you call it, that the be love, see love. And you'd go along to the breakfast and I'd see the be love, see love, but it didn't really resonate with me.
Yep.
Yeah. But that experience, just I felt it.
Right.
It sort of
Yeah.
just got it.
Yeah.